I remember when The Boys Season 1 came out hot off the heels of Endgame, and it was great. It took a lot of stereotypes and tropes we've seen in superhero stories and subverted them in brilliant ways. It was a breath of fresh air for the comic book genre. The story was super tight and engaging. Huey and Annie are written really well and make for compelling underdogs. They are both used as a vessel to show us, the audience, the criminal underworld of the superheroes in different ways. Huey's side of the story shows the perspective of the everyman, while Starlight shows the perspective of someone who's made it big in the industry. Overall, there's little to no plot holes or stupid shit in this story. Everything has an explanation for why certain events happen and doesn't feel contrived in any way. All the characters in this season are great and written consistently. On our rewatch, Season 1 Homelander has an entirely different energy. This is mainly due to the fact that we barely know anything about him in Season 1. I feel like the social commentary and the satire in this season was at its best, and I feel it was actually pretty on point for the most part. A huge part of Season 1's plot is finding out about Compound V, and they built up the Compound V scandal as the smoking gun that will bring down Vought. I'm bringing this up because this will be very important for Season 2. The last 5 minutes of this season is easily the best scene in the entire show, in my opinion. All of the acting is superb. This season has been building up to Billy Butcher confronting Homelander, and it was executed so well. Throughout this entire confrontation, we as the audience have this notion that Billy Butcher is in control of the situation, but as the scene goes on, we slowly learn that Homelander was really in control of this confrontation the entire time. This scene is ultimately why Homelander is such an incredible villain in this season. That plot twist at the end was such a perfect way to end this season, with Homelander just twisting the knife further into Butcher by saving him and then revealing that his wife was alive the entire time. And of course, that cliffhanger left me wanting more from this show. I was super hyped and clamoring for more content, so I ended up just reading the comics because I wanted to know more about this series. The trailers that they released for Season 2 were great. I loved how they used the song We Didn't Start the Fire, not only because it fits the show, but the song is off the Billy Joel album Stormfront, which is the name of one of the main antagonists this season. And wow, this season did not live up to all the hype. What a complete disaster. The plot is complete and utter nonsense. It's riddled with ridiculous amounts of plot armor. There's so many times where the boys are out in public and somehow don't get arrested despite being wanted criminals. Like, what are you doing? Why haven't you been scooped up by the feds?
We are famous now.
Bro, aren't there faces all over wanted posters?
That's what I'm saying.
They got your ass on camera. This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you in 4K?
That ain't me.
Why did you do that? Why would you look?
They constantly use blackmail as a solution to conflict, and it just gets so repetitive and tiring.
I need you to go into the labs on 67 and steal me a sample of Compound V.
Back, I can't get you.
You have to. Or I put this on Facebook tonight.
What are you doing with this?
Okay, if you just give me a minute, I can explain.
I just want you to think about me when you're getting the skin peeled off your face, bitch.
You're not gonna tell anyone anything.
Why is that?
Because you killed your fucking girlfriend. I mean, Vought's happy to bury it, but, you know, say if Sports Illustrated found out.
I got photos of Vought's dirty little secret. My wife's son. Homelander's son. Now you lay one fucking finger on any of us, and those photos go out of the cloud and into Ronan Farrow's inbox, and then the whole world will know that Homelander is nothing but a filthy fucking rapist.
There's also so many times where characters should have been dead or very injured, and then they're just perfectly fine.
'Tis but a scratch.
A scratch? Your arm's off.
No, it isn't.
Homelander has become a complete clown this season. He went from being one of the most menacing TV villains in season 1 to getting offended over shitty Facebook memes. It doesn't help that the boys have layers and layers and layers of plot armor, so it just completely takes away from his fear factor. For example, when he's looking for the boys in these storm drains in episode 3, for some reason he isn't flying around these tunnels and is just walking. Like, he's really eager to get this soup terrorist and get whoever's in there, and yet he's just walking.
So let's get out there. Let's take these cocksuckers down.
There's so many times where his powers in this episode are completely nerfed, like this scene.
You got my message.
Like, how did Homelander not hear this? His hearing and x-ray abilities disappear depending on what the plot needs. Also, he somehow does not hear Butcher back here. Like, what? Because of his super hearing, these footsteps
Wait.
should be loud-ass Modern Warfare 2 footsteps.
We've got him on the run.
And then Kamiko's brother drops a bunch of shit on him, and somehow that takes him out of most of the fight? How? So many characters in this season were fucked over in the writing department. For example, Butcher constantly making stupid and impulsive decisions throughout the season, like shooting Kamiko's brother right in front of her instead of finding a better solution. Punching Huey even though Huey didn't even know about the deal that he made with Mallory that involved him getting to see his wife. And then when Butcher went to Argentina and got followed by Black Noir, he calls the fire department, thinking that Black Noir won't kill him in public, even though he's a wanted criminal, so no one's gonna give a shit about that. If Black Noir had 2 brain cells, he would stomp the fucking door in, go in there, fucking kill them, no matter whether there's a fire department or anything. But nope, everyone's stupid. Idiot plot. Starlight's character gets completely assassinated when she kills that random dude in episode 6, when she easily could have knocked him out with her fist instead of going for the kill, and then gets mad at him for rightfully pulling out his firearm. It doesn't help that all this could have been completely avoided if the writers didn't make Butcher completely stupid and have him escalate the situation by pulling out his own gun.
FBI, need to commandeer your vehicle. Bit of an emergency.
Jesus, what happened to him?
Long story that.
Can I see some ID?
Left it in me other pants. Too busy saving this one. But you can call my boss.
Yeah, okay. Look, I can get you guys to the hospital, but we're out in the middle of nowhere here. I'm not gonna give you my car.
Let's just talk.
FBI? You're really not even American. What is it? Is he even hurt? Is this some kind of a scam? Just stand your ground, Stacey. Stay back.
Oh, you can stand wherever the fuck you want. I'm taking your keys.
And egging the dude on, but that still doesn't excuse Starlight's actions for killing a person she easily could have knocked out.
You know what I was thinking when I was looking at him? Why'd you pull the gun, you stupid fuck?
Shut up, bitch!
Stormfront was such a disappointing villain. She comes off as cartoonishly racist in order to surprise the audience, and it just doesn't work. The deep subplot was a complete snooze fest. I didn't give a shit about him at all in season 1, and so I didn't give a shit about his stupid subplot with the Church of the Collective. He should have died in this season or season 3 after getting that Flight 37 video to Maeve, because he's complete dead weight to the plot. The finale to the season was pretty dog shit. How the fuck did Becca escape if she said it was impossible to escape?
I'm gonna get you the fuck out of here.
Anyway, after that bullshit escape, she heads to where Butcher is. And she wants her son back and stuff. But then Butcher was actually making a super shady deal with Stan Edgar about giving Ryan to Vought, and in exchange, leaving Becca alone. Why the fuck did Homelander take his own son to a public place expecting people not to swarm him? And then when Huey and Annie are chilling in the car, even though Huey's a wanted criminal, but whatever, I guess. A-Train goes to them and gives them all this Nazi shit or whatever on Stormfront, and then they leak it, and Stormfront is very angry and stuff. And then the boys create a plan to distract Homelander to get Ryan out, and Homelander is very angry, and he goes back to the cabin and sees a bunch of Vought soldiers and is like, what is going on here? You guys were planning to take my son away from me? And so you can obviously tell what happens in there. And then Butcher goes against his deal with Vought, and he gives Ryan to Becca, and they're about to leave, and then, oh, Stormfront just magically appears. Once again, the plot armor is truly immaculate.
Good thing I'm indestructible.
Also, why didn't Starlight just suck all of the power out of Stormfront like a fucking battery? Okay, so Starlight's power is to absorb and manipulate electricity. Stormfront's power is to literally create electricity in the form of lightning. In this entire fight, she literally would have been giving Starlight so much power, but nah. The show could never give Starlight any moments to actually use her powers where they're actually interesting or useful.
Yeah, Rajiv! This is the car, it's our only chance! It's our only chance!
Why did you yell that out? You probably still would have had a fighting chance if you just didn't blurt that out. Grabbed the RPG. I mean, those RPG rockets have been anti-superfied, so it probably would have done some shit to Stormfront at least. Anyway, our heroes, they're about to lose the fight. They're almost dead, which they should be. But then Maeve, out of nowhere, teleports to save the gang. And this isn't the first time we've seen Maeve teleport just in time to save our main characters. And then Stormfront gets jumped, and then she tries to 1v3 them, instead of like, I don't know, flying around and shooting your lightning at them. It's a much better strategy than going up against 3 other soups. She does end up flying away, but it's like way too late. So then Stormfront flies over to Becca, Butcher, and Ryan, and somehow her eye gets fucking pierced with a kitchen knife, despite her being one of the most powerful soups. And then when Stormfront's about to kill Becca, why doesn't he just crowbar Stormfront in the other eye? It's clearly a weak point, and yet he didn't capitalize on it. So then Ryan gets super upset and barbecues Stormfront, and then Becca bleeds out and dies. Karl Urban's acting is pretty fucking amazing in this scene. And then when Homelander gets there, and he's gonna try to take fucking Ryan, and he's about to kill Butcher, Maeve yet again teleports to save Butcher, using blackmail once again, and that solves all the conflict, and that's about it. And all the charges on the boys have been dropped, and then Huey decides to ditch his team that cared for him throughout the first 2 seasons. That's nice. There were a very few select redeeming factors for this season. The acting was great all across the board. I liked all the stuff involving Frenchie's past and learning about MM's past, and they set up MM's story for season 3. Billy and Becca's reunion was fantastic. Homelander covered in blood looked really cool. I thought the subplot between Homelander and his son was pretty interesting. The very opening of this season with Black Noir and Stan Edgar was pretty great. That's about it. There's probably a lot more flaws that I overlooked or didn't mention, but honestly, I don't care. Fuck this season. 3 out of 10.